The ancient dynasties of Europe to the modern monarchies of the Middle East, the royals have always fascinated people across the world as they are seen as symbols of wealth, power, and influence. In fact, some of the richest people in the world are members of royal families. But do you know who these royal families are and how rich they are? Probably not. Today, we are bringing you the list of the 15 richest royal families in the world. So without further ado, let's start. At number 15, we have a royal house of Dlamini that comes from a small African country called Eswatini. This royal family is as big as 50 members, but it is ruled by two leaders, King Eswatini Mswati III and Queen Mother, Queen Nfumbi. Being the ruling force of the nation, the Eswatini family enjoys absolute power in the nation, and naturally, it controls the economy of the nation. The family owns vast tracts of land, including forest reserves, game reserves, and mineral-rich areas, even large herds of cattle and other livestock. In addition to this, the king owns a stake in MNT Eswatini, the country's largest mobile phone operator. The family collectively owns other businesses in the country, like Royal Swaziland Sugar Corporation and Swaziland Airlink, which have yearly revenue of more than $100 million. All this adds up to the wealth of the royal family, which makes more than $500 million net worth for the family. Next, we have the House of Hashimite, the royal family from Jordan. The current head of Jordan is King Abdullah II, who ascended to the throne in 1999. And as king, he and his family hold greater influence in the nation, and this influence gets clear from the king's net worth, which is over $750 million. And this wealth comes from inheriting royal assets, which include various multi-million-dollar palaces, like this one $800 million worth Ragadan Palace, or $75 million Al Husseiniya Palace, or even Al Makar Palace, which is spread in 40 acres and has estimated value of $500 million. Apart from inherited properties, King also owns a global network of real estate properties estimated at over $106 million. This includes 3 condominiums in Washington, D.C., worth $13.8 million, and 3 in Belgravia, London, worth more than $28 million, among others. And when it comes to the collective wealth of this Jordanian royal family, then it is around $780 million. Coming up next is the House of Grimaldi, which comes from the royal family of Monaco. The present Monaco royal family has 10 core members that include Princess Charlene Lynette Wittstock and her husband, who is the head of the family, Prince of Monaco Albert II. Albert is not only a royal, but also a successful businessman and investor who has shares in a company named the Société des Bains de Mer de Monaco, which manages several prestigious hotels, casinos, and entertainment venues in Monaco. Prince Albert II of Monaco has a net worth of $900 million. He also has inherited royal assets over $2 billion, including the Prince's Palace of Monaco, which is worth more than $500 million. And reportedly, he owns about a quarter of the land in Monaco through inheritance. However, the collective net worth of the family is over $1 billion, and this is also contributed by a yearly allowance by the government of Monaco, which is around $20 million. At number 12, we have the House of Liechtenstein, also known as Liechtenstein Royal Family. This royal family was founded by Karl I in 1608, and since 1719 it has been in power. The current royal family has 13 core members, whereas the head of the family is Prince Hans Adam II. The bulk of his wealth comes from the family's private bank, LGT Group, which is now one of the largest banks in Liechtenstein. The prince also makes investments through the Prince of Liechtenstein Foundation in real estate, art, and other businesses. Apart from this, other members of the royal family also inherit large properties and art collections. As the head of the family, Prince Hans Adam II's estimated net worth is around $5 billion, where the estimated net worth of the entire Liechtenstein royal family is around $5.5 billion. The total fortune of the family is estimated to be over $15 billion. That includes all the palaces, properties in the nation, and extensive art collections. Coming up next is a royal family that belongs to the House of Khalifa. Bahrain's royal family came into power in the late 18th century, and since then, it has been the driving force of the nation. Currently, there are 17 core members of the family, and the head of the family is King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, who ascended to the throne in 1999. According to Forbes, King Hamad has a net worth of over $5 billion, and more than 80% of the king and the royal family's income is driven by oil and gas, which they own and control through the state-owned multi-billion-dollar Bahrain Petroleum Company. The total net worth of this royal family is more than $10 billion, and according to Financial Times, Bahrain's royal family has heavily invested in real estate around the globe, which also includes a $22 billion investment in the Middle East alone, and $900 million in UK real estate. Next, we have the House of Alawite from Africa, and this is the royal family of Morocco. The current ruler of Morocco is King Mohammed VI, who belongs to the Alawi royal dynasty. His family wields significant economic and political power in the country. In fact, the Moroccan royal family has an impressive portfolio of investments and assets, and at the forefront of their wealth is the Société Nationale d'Investissement, or S&I, a holding company which is valued at $10 billion. S&I invests in a multitude of sectors ranging from banking and insurance to telecommunications and real estate. With such a broad investment horizon, the royal family has established itself as a key player in Morocco's financial industry. The family also owns major companies in Morocco, such as Attijari Wafa Bank, one of the country's largest banks, the Mary Jane Group, a leading retail chain worth $1.1 billion, and even Morocco Telecom. All of these investments contribute to the royal family's net worth, which is estimated to be more than $11 billion. Now, we move on from Morocco to Dubai, UAE, to meet our next royal family, which is House of Maktoum royal family. Formed in 1833, the present ruler of Dubai is Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. As a head of state, his net worth is roughly $14 billion, and the total net worth of the Maktoum family is around $150 billion. However, unlike some other Gulf countries, Dubai has limited oil reserves, which means the Al Maktoum family's wealth primarily comes from other sources, which include investments in real estate and financial institutions and multinational companies. For example, the family owns a large number of shares in Dubai Holding, which is valued at $130 billion, or even DP World, a multinational port operator and logistics company, which is valued at $38 billion. Apart from this, the Dubai royal family also owns various high-end properties, including the one and only, a luxury resort chain, and the Jumeirah group of hotels. At number 8, we have the Royal House of Windsor. This royal house belongs to the British royal family, which came into power in 1066. However, the present royal family has only 8 core members, and the head of this royal family is King Charles III. Coming to wealth, the net worth of King Charles is $600 million. Not only this, the king also owns more than 9 grand residences in the UK, but nothing matches this, the $4.9 billion Buckingham Palace. According to Fortune, the total net worth of the British royal family is around $28 billion. Some part of it comes from the sovereign annual grant from the government of the UK. But a large portion of the royals' wealth comes from the Crown Estate, which is valued at $19.2 billion. Apart from this, the family also owns billions of dollars worth of jewelry, art collection, palaces, castles, and even 106,000 hectares of land, which is spread across the UK. The royal family cannot sell any of these properties. Next, we have the House of Busaid, and members of this family belong to the Al Said dynasty. The current ruler of this 300-year-old Omani royal family is Sultan Haytham bin Tariq Al Said, who ascended the throne in January 2020. The net worth of the king is $800 to $900 million. As the royals, the Sultan and his family wield supreme financial and political authority within the nation. But most importantly, Oman is a major player in the oil industry, and it heavily relies on its oil and gas sector. As a result, a significant portion of the Omani royal family's wealth comes from the country's oil and gas reserves. The net worth of 8 core members of the family is around $1 billion. Along with their enormous wealth, the Omani royal family holds ownership of some truly extravagant assets, such as 2 luxurious yachts, named Al Said and Folk Al Salama, as well as several private jets, taking the collective wealth of the family over $30 billion. Now from Oman, we move on to Asia to meet our next royal family, the House of Bolkiah, also known as the Royal Family of Brunei. Like Oman, Brunei's economy heavily depends on oil and natural gas reserves, which generate over 90% of the government's revenue and also provide income for the royal family, who holds absolute power in the nation. The head of the state and royal family is Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, who has a net worth of more than $28 billion, whereas the net worth of the entire royal family is $30 billion. In addition to their oil export, the family has also invested in various industries, including real estate, hospitality, and finance. They own several luxury hotels, including the Dorchester Collection, which includes properties in London, Paris, and Beverly Hills, USA. The investment portfolio of the Bolkiah family also features major companies of the nation, like Royal Brunei Airlines and an oil company called Brunei Shell Petroleum. At number 5, we have the Royal House of Mahidol, or Thailand's royal family, which has been in power for over 200 years. The current king of Thailand is Maha Vajiralongkorn, or Rama X, who belongs to the Chakri dynasty. Though the king and his family do not hold political power, they do have significant financial influence. In fact, the royal family controls the Crown Property Bureau, and this bureau owns thousands of hectares of land in Thailand, around 6,560 hectares, or 16,200 acres. But one of the biggest sources of the family's wealth comes from owning 2 of the country's biggest commercial properties, Siam Commercial Bank plc and Siam Cement plc. And financial reports show these firms are generating anywhere between $100 to $120 million a year for the royal family. and the net worth of the royal family is $30 to $40 billion. Apart from these firms, royal family also owns prime real estate properties throughout Thailand, and some of those are on rent, which generates a decent income for royal family. Next, we have the House of AlSabah. This royal family comes from Kuwait, which first came into power in 1752 with Sheikh Sabah I bin Jaber, and currently it is believed to be a family of 1,000 members. However, the present king or emir of this Middle East nation is Nawaf al-Ahmad al-Jaber al-Sabah, and as a head of a major oil-producing nation, the emir and his family's primary income is generated from the export of liquefied natural gas. The net worth of the emir alone is $600 million, whereas the collective net worth of a family is around $360 billion. Diversifying its income streams, the royal family has invested in industries such as banking, telecommunications, and real estate. And as a ruling family, it also controls Kuwait's sovereign wealth fund, called the Kuwait Investment Authority, and interestingly, it has stakes in numerous international companies like AlSabah, Amazon, and even Apple. Next, we have a royal family that has been ruling Abu Dhabi since 1793. This is the House of Nahyan. The current head of the family and the emir of Abu Dhabi is Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The emir's net worth exceeds $3 billion, and as per Forbes, he commands control over 97.8 billion barrels of oil reserves. Furthermore, the emir and his family manage one of the world's biggest sovereign wealth funds, Abu Dhabi Wealth Fund, with reported assets of $830 billion. The royal family has a net worth of $300 billion, and this massive revenue is not generated from oil alone, but from a wide range of investments which have financial stakes in every possible industry, from Rihanna's lingerie line and big data to fast food and Elon Musk's SpaceX. Apart from this, the family owns trophy assets like Manchester City Football Club and even Chateau de Bayonne Palace. Coming up next is the House of Thani of Qatar. House of Thani came into power in the 19th century, and ever since it has been ruling the nation. At present, the Thani royal family is as big as 8,000 members, and the head of this family is Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. The net worth of the emir is around $3 billion, whereas the net worth of the entire family is $335 billion, and a large portion of this income comes from oil and reserves, as Qatar is a large oil-producing nation. Besides rich natural resources, the royal family has invested in various properties around the world, like London's Shard skyscraper, Olympic Village, and New York's Empire State Building. This 170-year-old Thani royal family also has stocks in major multinational companies like Barclays Bank, British Airways, and even automobile company Volkswagen, which generates more than $20 billion each year for the family. At number 1, we have the royal family of Saudi Arabia, which belongs to the House of Saud. This royal family is as big as 15,000 members, but the three most important members of this royal family and the current king of the royal family is Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud with a fortune of $18 billion, and the collective net worth of this royal family is more than $1.4 trillion, which is more than the GDP of Spain or Australia, and this insane amount of money is generated through various sources, but the most important of them is exporting oil. Whereas the royal family owns Saudi Aramco, a petroleum refinery company which is valued at $1 trillion. Apart from this company, family also owns multiple giant companies that invest in other sectors, like it owns 4.93% of Swiss bank Credit Suisse, 18.24% of the Saudi British Bank, 16.9% of Al Yamamah Steel Industries, 50% of MENA's largest pharmacy chain, and finally, it owns a $7 billion worth of Kingdom Holding Company, which generates $477 million a year as revenue for the House of Saud. Thanks for watching the video. Comment down below your favorite part. Also, press the subscribe button and bell icon for regular updates.